Alright, more Sonic 4 Episode 2. This is like the one actually Christmas-themed level in the entire series for some reason. At least mainline. I might be forgetting something spin-off. Anyway. Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, I like the way this level looks a lot, but the actual level design is fine. It's not the same quality as the rest of the game, so I don't think I mentioned this, but one of my main issues of this game is I feel like there's a lot of nothing. Like, you're just running forward through boost pads, and that's it.
Right.
And, yeah, this level's pretty guilty of that in a couple parts. Here I'm going back to get a red ring, because, yeah, this game has red rings. Those were a thing introduced in Sonic Colors, and they've been in every game since. They don't do anything in this game. You get an achievement if you get all of them. That's it.
Oh.
But I want
It's
it.
like we need a collectible,
Yay.
but we haven't designed the game to, like, make it worthwhile.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright. You couldn't get high
But
enough
I
before
wanted
that, or?
Yeah, I had to, like, use the slope to spin dash.
Right.
There's only one per level in this game, though. Every other game has 5 in every level.
Okay.
Poor Tails.
I know.
It's fine.
He's used to it by now.
Yeah, that's his life.
You know, I feel like their heads would be like clonking against each other that whole spin. Like, wouldn't that hurt?
Yeah, probably. Bubble chains!
Whoa.
I'm so happy you're still here. Apparently I am, because I'm really trying
I know.
to use it.
You took my rings. Also, who's
I must get back at you.
who's operating roller coasters in the winter? That's
Don't
gotta
worry
be
about
so
it.
cold.
Alright, this one... this is part of what I'm talking about. There's a lot of sections in this where you're going through snow with the Team Spin Dash, whatever it's called. And there's one in particular where you barely have to press anything. Also, I like that part. No matter where you fall in the avalanche, there just happens to be a plank of wood that is there that Sonic can snowboard down. But still, it's a cool set piece.
Sonic snowboarding is just like makes it better, just automatically.
Yeah. I mean, Ice Cap is one of the best zones in the series for a reason. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. All I'm doing here is holding right and occasionally jumping.
I can see that.
Gameplay.
At least with
Yeah.
like Sonic Colors with the drill, like you have more control.
Yeah.
You had to figure out where you were going with it. So, and you had a magic meter you had to fill, so it made it more compelling. But oh well.
But yeah, this is a really pretty level. I love the background here a lot.
Yeah, it is really
The
pretty.
music, we actually talked a little bit about this before we started recording. The melody of the song is actually pretty good. It's just the instrumentation that sucks.
Oh, nice. You really can cheese like, or not really cheese, but like abuse like the tail functionality. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, if you didn't have Tails there, that would have been, like, way different.
Yeah. It's very broken. Again, the old games took skill to set that up.
Right.
This is just pressing a button. Well, actually, the old games didn't even the original Sonic 3 kind of had it, but you would need 2 controllers. But like the re-release of Sonic 1 and 2 by Christian Whitehead and Mania, you can do it with 1 controller, but it takes skill and good placement to set up.
Does this game still have, like, that weird momentum of Episode 1? I don't remember if we
No.
covered that. No.
No, you cannot just walk up a wall in this.
Yeah.
The physics in this game, like, they're not amazing, but they're usable. I actually would say they're probably better than Generations. Maybe not the physics, but at least the controls.
Yeah.
Like, it's still not where it should be. Again, a huge reason I love the classic games is for the amazing controls and physics. But it's so much closer than Episode 1.
Yeah, I prefer the physics of this game for the 2D sections compared to like Forces or Generations. I always found like those games to be a little more stiff. So,
Yeah, classic Sonic and even Generations never felt that great, but they felt even worse in Forces.
Oh, it's awful in Forces.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been in that game.
The worst. Yeah, it was so weird and out of nowhere. Like, there's no reason for him to be in that game. I mean, I kind of like the connection with Mania, like how Mania ends off with him going in a portal and that leads into Forces. And then, like, at the very end, classic Sonic waves goodbye. In Mania Adventures, you see him in that exact pose that Forces ended off in. Like, that's a really cool detail, but that's the only thing I actually like about classic Sonic's appearance in that game.
It's like they tried to make it, like, the ultimate Sonic game. And, like, they had all the pieces, but, like, they just did not, like, set it up correctly at all, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it just was not given the time for that. Frontiers does seem like it has a lot of potential, though. I'm excited for that. Very, very excited.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
the only thing
it's a
that
good game.
the only thing that really concerns me is there's a bunch of leaks regarding that game, and a lot of them say that it has combat. Sonic has never done combat anywhere close to passable level. So, yeah.
We'll see.
They can only mean good things.
Yeah, and even then, I feel like combat just goes against what Sonic is about, so I don't know if it can be handled well, at least to a degree I would like. Anyway, this is oddly one of the few levels in this series where loops make sense, and they're barely in this. Oh, and this song has Twinkle Park! The melody you hear right now, part of it is Twinkle Park from Sonic Adventure. That's such an excellent touch. I mean, it's butchered, but still.
I was thinking, like, this is, if I remember correctly, this was, like, one of my favorite, not saying this, like, is a high bar, but, like, this was one of my favorite stages in the second game, episode 2.
I like the concept of a roller coaster level. I just don't think they take advantage of it nearly enough. Like I said, there's barely any loops. These moving platforms make no sense. I would love a part where you jump on a coaster cart, and like maybe it becomes like a Donkey Kong Country-esque part, like in Sonic 4 Episode 1, except good. There's a lot of potential with the roller coaster level. I just don't think this level reaches that.
It's
and
really
plus the
pretty
visual
level.
variety. Yeah, the background is at least really pretty, but like the actual part you're running on is just like
brown,
wooden boards. Yeah.
It's a pretty quick level too.
Oh yeah, that's less than 2 minutes.
That's my thing with like.
I actually felt like I was Sonic in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, at least with this one, it's like the set pieces are somewhat unique compared to like episode 1, where it's just like the same thing over and over.
I didn't mention this. White Park is the one fully original zone in the game. Every other zone is like a combination of 2 other zones from the classic games. This one is actually entirely original. I don't know why not every zone is entirely original, because I like the way White Park looks a lot, but whatever.
That was cool how like you had to use the bounce pad or else you wouldn't have enough rings to beat it, you know?
Yeah, again, these special stages are pretty good. I'm doing a lot of praising of this game, even though I just think it's okay, but I guess it's just because I'm comparing it to Episode 1. Like, truthfully, this is not a game I really recommend unless you're a hardcore Sonic fan, but I don't know, like, again, compared to Episode 1, it's incredible.
It's not a bad game. Like, I think if you're a casual playing it, like, you'll find it, like, fun for what it is.
Yeah, I can see that there's probably a lot of people who played Episode 1 because, oh yeah, I grew up with Sonic, and they probably didn't like it. But Episode 2, I can see a lot of them enjoying it enough.
I think the problem, though, is, like, if you're wanting, I don't know, at least for me, it's like if I'm going to play a game series, like, I want to play the first one and then make my way up to the current one. And, like, it'd be weird to start from Episode 2 and then, like, go to Episode 1 or whatever, you know?
Yeah, but, like, again, yeah, that's true. But like for those who did give Sonic 4 a second chance, I'm sure most of them came away with at least relatively positive things to say. Again, it still isn't deserving of the title of Sonic 4, but if it was like Sonic Advanced 4 or something, I wouldn't really have that much to say overall. Like, yeah, it doesn't compare to the Genesis games, but it's still a pretty solid 2D Sonic.
300. Get 300 rings, Brendan. Get 300
Can
rings.
I do it? Oh, also, this Tails' jump animation's really weird in these stages. It's like a somewhat realistic take on the Genesis jump, where his tails are lagging behind him when he jumps, but he's not in a ball. Like, he's curled up, but he's not a ball. So, like, if you look closely, you see like the tail sprouting out from like his head or whatever during certain frames.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's a very strange jump animation. They should have just made it a ball, honestly.
You got 5 done. Out of 7, I think?
Yeah, 7. It's 7 in most games, except Sonic 1 and Sonic the Fighters.
Yeah, Sonic the Fighters was 8, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was only because they wanted to have 8 rounds, though.
Right.
They didn't have any intentions on changing that in the canon. Okay, so, this is the first time I think... I don't know, I think I've done it before, but one of the first times where I used Tails to fly underwater. His flight is infinite if you're underwater, because it's swimming. Also, those guys are annoying. If you don't go fast enough, they'll block away, and
Yeah.
you'll be forced to take another path, which is a cool idea, but, like...
Yeah, I remember later in this level, it gets to the point where it's like, come on,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, they spam a lot of them near the end. Anyway, oh, what was I gonna say? Never mind. Oh, yeah, I was gonna mention, there's actually a few badniks introduced in this level that I kind of don't like. Another one I think is a polar bear one. It's really big and takes multiple hits. It's the one badnik in any of the classic Sonic games, if you consider this one, that doesn't just die in one hit. That's not a boss, I mean.
So how do you view this as a classic Sonic game, or what? Even though it's in that name? Like, how do you see it?
Okay, so in my mind, I've been dividing up the quote-unquote classic games in like 2 different ways. There's the classic games, which would be the ones actually released in the 90s, and then there's the modern classic games, the ones that try to replicate the old style with varying degrees of success. This would be what I qualify as a modern classic game. Because it's still Sonic 4, it's still the sequel to Sonic 3, it obviously has classic Sonic connections, very strong ones, even if it's using the modern designs.
Yeah. I've always
that's how
seen Sonic Mania is sort of like that next thing, but it's its own thing now. It's not like Sonic 4 or Sonic 5 or whatever. So
yeah.
oh.
Also, I didn't mention this now. This game uses those tutorial screens throughout the entire game, and which is I think is kind of funny because they remind me a lot of the floating monitors used for the same exact thing in Sonic Heroes, and those were also used throughout the entire game.
I kind of wish I didn't have to tell you, though. It's like, hey, you need to use Tails here. It's like, I kind of would have figured that out by now.
Yeah, there's one time later in the game where they kind of need to, otherwise it's like, you're gonna die unless you know beforehand, but I wasn't paying attention because I trained my mind to just ignore them, so I died. We'll get into that later.
Sorry, I just think of like, is Sonic 3, Carnival Night Zone, where you have to move that cylinder up and down? You can control it.
Do you think they're gonna add anything in Origins to make that more obvious?
I hope so, because I was confused like as a first-time player playing that.
You know, I wish I could say I have like any kind of experience with that, but I went in Sonic 3 already knowing it because I've seen a Let's Play.
Oh, okay.
But like looking at it, it doesn't look complicated to me. But you know, obviously that's with foresight, so I can't really say for sure.
Like I always I just kept jumping up and down, so I'm thinking, oh, I'll get it like to go like further down or whatever, but I could never get it to like move all the way down. And so I didn't find out afterwards. I was like, oh, you can control it like with up and down. So.
Yeah. The fact that it moves at all, like to a decent degree when you jump, I can see how that messes up a lot of people. If they made it so that it just didn't move at all unless you were moving the D-pad up and down, that probably would be better.
I don't know, if they like arrows or something, I'm like something.
Oh yeah, they have a button prompt.
Yeah.
The thing with that though is, I feel like that's the one time in the game where you kind of need something like that, and it'd just be weird if there's this one button prompt on screen throughout the entire game.
I don't know. I'll just redesign the level at that point if you really had the foresight. I don't know.
Nah, it won't be Sonic 3 at that point if they make.
I meant like if
the
developers knew that'd be an issue as they're making the game back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was talking about Origins though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No.
Speaking of which, I do want to say something here. You might notice I haven't covered Knuckles in Sonic 3, despite the fact I said I would. I like how whenever I say despite the fact, my mind fills in, despite the fact they're obviously grilled. Anyway,
Really?
Anyway, currently I am planning on recording.
Oh.
Oh yeah, this is the one time I fail. Anyway, I'm currently planning on recording the Knuckles playthrough through Sonic Origins, since that's also going to be widescreen, and it'll be a good time to show off whatever differences are in that. And
Yeah.
I'm assuming what's going to be the PC version's music, because, you know, Michael Jackson stuff. Okay, this is the one song in all of Sonic 4 I actually love. Metal Sonic's theme is so freaking catchy and awesome sounding. My only problem with it is like 20 seconds. But it's an amazing 20 seconds. And the Genesis, like the not Genesis instruments actually work very well for this song because it's Metal Sonic. Like, it's a robot. It makes sense the music is weirdly metallic. I don't know how Tails got back there.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, throughout this fight, there will be springs littered around to throw you in a different plane, which will actually mess with you because it'll be in a different plane that Metal Sonic is at. I somehow avoided all of them. I usually don't.
Nice.
This ended up being a really good run of this fight.
You mentioned the
But yeah,
the Simpsons reference. I just think of whenever we plan travels up north with Utica, it's like you always make that reference. It's too easy.
Yeah, we. Every time they say the words Utica, I just say it's an Omni expression. The Simpsons has deteriorated my mind so hard. Every time I hear the words like, he's back, my mind fills in Pog form.
Oh wow. Jeez. They really have gotten to
Also, yeah, this fight is also pretty cool. I like the spectacle of it a lot. It's kind of annoying if you don't know what it is. Like, this attack where Metal Sonic destroys the track will absolutely kill you in your first time. But if you know beforehand, it's actually fun, and the spectacle looks great. Like, this fight looks really cool to see. And again, the song is great.
It's a high
Anyway,
point.
there's a few... There's a few other Simpsons quotes that do that to me. Like, when I say can't sleep, again, my mind auto refills. Clown will eat me. I don't know why.
Clown will eat me.
Like, you know when you type out a couple words on, like, a Google or something, it'll fill in the sentence for you? That's what my mind does with Simpsons quotes.
It's autofill.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I liked this zone. This was good.
Act 3 I don't think was that good. It was pretty slow,
like
but the rest of it was good. I think it's probably the best zone in the game, but not saying a ton.
Like Koja says,
but
Sonic
still,
and Tails defeated the boss.
Metal Sonic is the boss.
But not the boss. He's just the boss.
Just the boss. Okay, got it.
The slightly different pronunciation is everything.
It is. It's all in the voice, the tone.
Bye.
I don't know how to segue. Bye.